Hello everybody, my name is Michelle, and today we are going to be discussing my top 20 episodes of Adventure Time. Adventure Time, come on grab your friends, is an American animated television series created by Pendleton Ward for Cartoon Network, and it premiered in 2010. The series follows Jake the dog and Finn the human throughout their magical adventures in the land of Ooo. And I think it's frickin' amazing. That being said, it's a very long and very prolific show with a lot of episodes that may seem pretty intimidating to people. I always recommend starting at the very beginning and powering through the entire series, but seasons 1 and 2 are a bit hard to get through. They're kind of weird and not very plot heavy, so if you find yourself at a loss, here are 20 episodes that I would highly recommend. Number 20, Susan Strong. This episode addresses Finn potentially being the last human left on planet Earth. Kinda heavy for a kid's show, but they do it in a really lighthearted and funny way, and Susan Strong is just such a fun character to begin with. This episode is definitely a lot of fun. Number 19, Bad Little Boy. This is my favorite of the Fiona and Cake episodes so far. Marceline is by far my favorite character in the show, so it definitely stands that Marshall Lee, her counterpart, would also be one of my favorites. 18, All the Little People. In this episode, Finn comes across a little bag full of tiny versions of him and all of his friends. And of course, as any sane person, Finn becomes obsessed with controlling every aspect of their lives. It really is a shipper's dream. Number 17, The Tower. This is one of the more recent episodes on the list, and I really like it because it shows Finn getting older and becoming less and less positive and more bitter about life's harsh realities. And it's also a really beautiful metaphor for grief. Number 16, Thank You. This is a completely silent episode in which an ice golem makes friend with a firewolf. The episode is sweet and super cute in general, but they also build up the relationship between those two characters without any dialogue, which I think is really refreshing and really nice. Number 15, Return to the Nightosphere / Daddy's Little Monster. This two-parter deals with Marceline interacting with her father, which is always the best, in my opinion. Not only do I love the overall design of the Nightosphere and all the clever little jokes and references, but I also love the little bit of stream of consciousness narrative that we get here. It's a fun time. I would definitely recommend it. Number 14, Jake the Brick. A lot of people would say this episode is boring. I disagree. It's all about Jake, who literally has decided to become a brick in this structure that's falling down, and he gets bored and he starts narrating the events of this bunny, and everybody in Ooo just starts listening in, and you get to see every really off-the-wall, strange, random character reacting to the story of nature, and it's just really cute and really charming, and I don't know what it is about it that I like, but there's just something there, you know? Number 13, Escape the Citadel. In this episode, Finn travels to a far-out space prison to meet his daddy. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that I like the storyline with Finn's dad, because I don't. I think Martin is incredibly unlikable and I can't stand the guy at all. But this episode has such good cinematography and voice acting. Ron Perlman is so great as the Lich. Every single time he opens his mouth, I just get scared, and that's what the character is all about, and it's brilliant. Number 12, The Lich. Like I said before, Ron Perlman's voice is stunningly spectacular in this role. The Lich just feels off. Everything about him, it feels off. This episode in general feels off, but in the best possible way. If you're into something like Courage the Cowardly Dog, or you're into just really dark imagery in kids shows, give this one a shot. Number 11, Too Young? That was a really bad impression. This episode starts off so fun and whimsical because Finn and Princess Bubblegum are finally the same age, and they're just hanging out and chilling and pulling pranks, and it's just so fun to watch them together. Plus, it's the introduction of the Earl of Lemongrab, who is one of the best characters in the entire show, in my opinion.
Adventure time, come on, grab your friends, we'll go to very distant lands with Jake the dog.